Hey folks, good morning. Troy Dooley's Morning Coffee Reflections. Obviously, I'm Troy. Just got back from a great men's breakfast. We do this every Thursday and I love it. But today we're focusing in. We're still going through secrets that men keep. And a lot of times I think men are out there and they feel like they're by themselves. They feel like they're the only ones that go through this. They feel isolated. A lot of times it's because of the internet. Yesterday we saw the iPad come out, and that's probably just going to help isolate more. But on the other hand, there's women that I know that watch this and listen, women that are married, women that are workers, women that have careers of their own, but they have men in their lives that they love, that they adore. It's their soulmates. And they wonder, why is it that they seem to work more than they want to be with me? What is it that keeps them in the office late at night? What is it that drives them? And men are driven in their careers. Honestly, I think nowadays it's not really even a career focus as much as it is just making a living, just being able to pay the bills, just being able to know that they can cover the nut every month. But at the same time, there's also a very bad habit, maybe, or maybe it's a what John Gray used to call the cave a man will go into, and that's his work. See, when men are in their careers, whether it's in the office, whether it's in a home-based business, whether it's direct selling, it could be a small business they own, usually somebody's praising them, somebody's telling them, job well done. When a man feels confident in what he does, then it helps satisfy that inner hunger, that inner need. And if he's at home, if he's going home, and every night he's bombarded with a nagging wife, with a nagging lover, with a nagging girlfriend, I don't care what it is. You know, if it's constantly you're not doing good enough, you're not providing well enough, you know, you never help me around the house. Now, I know these are important, ladies, so if you're listening to this, please, I'm not belittling that whatsoever. As a stay-at-home dad, I fully understand all that. But I also understand that if you dig in deep, a man will gravitate to where there's comfort. He'll gravitate to where people are praising him for what he's doing, not belittling him constantly. And a lot of times people say, you've got to be joking, and it's like, no. This is serious stuff. Every man who's disappointed with where he's at in life, he's not helping his wife, he doesn't seem to provide enough for her. She's always, I mean, Proverbs talks about this in the Bible, but it can be the kids too. If the kids constantly are berating him, and they're not saying, Daddy, I love you. Daddy, thank you for what you do. Dad, you know, if all they do is they come around and say, Dad, I love you. Hey, do you got $5? You will honestly see that men will gravitate more towards that work, because that's where they get praised. That's where everybody enjoys what they do. It's production, and we are built in today's society anyway, probably throughout history, as a man that your worth is counted by what you produce. We saw this in the State of the Union address last night. You know, people are excited when America's #1, when our unions, when everybody's out there kicking butt and doing their stuff. People are excited about that, and that makes you feel good inside. You know, there's a few things we can look at. One is every man who feels that they need to try harder, or they think that they can do better. It's usually in about maybe 5 or 6 different areas. One is in employment. You know, if you're good at your employment, if all you got to do is a few repetitious things and you keep going up and you get better and you get better and you get better, then you know you've accomplished something. It's something inside of a man that says, I did it. You know, one is fame. Some men want that. They need it. You know, I was invited. Actually, it was kind of interesting. I had a distributor had contacted me and said, hey, the company would love to have you at our convention to speak. Would you be free on XY date? And I said, sure, you know, have them call me. The company called and said, hey, we heard you were going to be in town and we'd just like for you to drop by. It's like, no. You know, if you want me to speak, I'll come and speak, but you got to cover expenses. I don't need to be on stage to feed my own ego. Some men need that. They need to be able to go and feel like they're important, they're needed, they're wanted. People want to see them, people want to hear them. They don't get it at home, they're going to go looking somewhere else. And ladies, this is important. I've mentioned this before. If all you do is nag, if all you've done is let yourself go, and I know men do this, they sit around in sloppy shirts and they don't look sexy, but I'm telling you, if you let your man get away, sometimes you could have stopped it. If you start letting them know you love them for who and what they've become, for who and they are, for what they do, and every now and then you just send the kids away to moms, or you put them in their bedroom, and when he comes into the bedroom, you call him in there, you know, you look sexy as all get out, like on that wedding night. I'm telling you, that can go a long ways. I know our pastor this last week put out a challenge, 21 days of sex. He says if you want to affair-proof your marriage, this is a great way to do it. And science has shown if you do the same thing over and over for 21 days, it becomes a great habit. Now, I'm not really being facetious on this either. I'm just saying sometimes there's a give and take. Women, for some reason, think sex is just a desire that men want. However, it's a need, and it's a scientific fact. So you guys need to find that happy medium there. The third thing is accomplishment. Men have to feel, if they can't do it at home, if you don't tell them, the yard looks good or this looks good, and some men aren't yard people. You know, if the yard sucks, go hire somebody to mow the grass. You know, if the pool sucks, go hire a pool boy. Okay, let your man do what he's good at and praise him for that, but don't expect him to be good at everything. Very few of us are. Number 4 is money. When every man can figure out how money fits into their value system, usually things go good. If all money is to pay the bills, then what happens is they stop their career growth and they just start making a living. And they will get depressed, they will get frustrated, they may dig deeper into their job, but it's because they're getting away from something else that is not good for them. It's not feeding what they need inside. And even though a lot of us are A-plus personalities, I'm going to tell you this, ladies, right off the bat, every one of us are still little boys inside. We want that hot little gal that fell in love with us to still be in love with us, to still be in lust with us, to still be excited about us. And when we don't get that feeding, then we'll focus on something. I can tell you I do. Personally, it's not about an affair. It's probably an affair with my job, with my internet, with my business, because I know that's where I can get in there and make some good, and I can change one little person's life. It's going to happen all the time. Legacy. Men want to leave a legacy for their family. When they don't feel like they're doing it, they crawl into their cave. You know, they start working harder, trying to make sure they accomplish something they can leave behind. And last but not least, and this is a human need for all of us, is contribution. One of the reasons we do what we do is because I love serving others, because I know I'm making a contribution in somebody's life. So ladies, when you look at this, men, when you're following it, get a balance in your life, men, first of all. You need to realize these. You need to see when you're digging into work that you're neglecting the house. Try to do everything that you can to make her happy. Get your body back in shape. Do the dishes. Vacuum. Tell her you love her for who she is. Ladies, beyond popular belief, I'm going to tell you this right now. You may think that you've gained 50 pounds. Your husband still sees that hot little naked body that you were at 18 when he married you, or 21 or 22 or whatever it is. I'm telling you, this is how men operate. What we see in the daylight is still what you were, not maybe what you've become. What you see is where you're at, and you wish you were back at the other age. I'm telling you, men, when they're together with their soulmate, it doesn't matter. Y'all live life like it's an epic adventure. We'll see you tomorrow.